What is going on, my dudes? I got a great video for you guys today. We're talking the box of movies I got on Friday. We're talking The Substance. We're talking Terrifier 3. We're talking physical media drops this week. But before we do anything, let's hit my music. Anyway, appreciate you guys hanging out. If you could hit that like button, please subscribe to my channel. The goal is 200 by Halloween. We could totally do it. I so appreciate all the love and you guys hanging out, watching my videos. Hitting me up on Instagram, dropping comments down below. You guys rock. So, I've had a very busy week. Let's get right into it. So right off the bat, I got a big box of movies on Friday, okay? Not huge, but I got 4 new box sets, okay? And I want to take you guys through them, show you what I got, some of this sweet old stuff. I'm happy with most of it, guys, but there's one thing I'm really not happy about, and I'm going to tell you in just a second, okay? So right off the bat, the first box set that I got in the mail is none other than the Houses of Doom box set from Cauldron Films, and I ordered this one directly from Diabolic. And I got my keychain. If anybody wants this, hit me up. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'm glad to send it on over to you. It's cool, but I'm not going to do anything with it. Anyway, so I got it from Diabolic. We have Lucio Fulci, Umberto Lenzi, 4 films that were made for TV that never quite made it onto TV because of the violence and the gore. They're actually cut before they got to air. You have The House of Clocks, you have House of Witchcraft, The Sweet House of Horrors, and The House of Lost Souls. You have a house kind of trope theme there. This is funny. On the back, it says, and if you guys can see this, if time turned back, our sins would also have to start anew. Now, that is quoted by the incredible Honoré de Balzac. Okay, no, it is not Balzac, but that's how I read it the first time. Balzac, okay, Honoré de Balzac. It's a really sweet little box set, really cool artwork on there, and I'm a big Fulci fan, I'm a big Lenzi fan, so when they announced this, I knew I had to have it, and what's really cool about this release is that all 4 films are docked in their own individual Blu-ray case, which is super cool. Cauldron Films has nice, thick Blu-ray cases, which is awesome. So yeah, I'm really excited to dive into this one. I've never seen any of these, and to my understanding, they've never been on physical media in any capacity. I could be wrong about that. But anyway, it's a Blu-ray, the CD soundtrack, some posters. So yeah, it's cool stuff, guys. I'm excited to check these out. I'm hearing great things. There you have it. Cauldron Films, The Houses of Doom, Fulci Lenzi box set of Doom. Next up, now this was a release that many people were super excited about. A lot of people had it in their, top releases of the year, and they were super, they were anticipating and really excited about it, and that is coming from Second Sight Films, okay, none other than The Hitcher, big time Mamma Jamma brick release. Now this guy is a release that I was really excited for because I've never seen this movie in full, okay, I've watched the movie, I've seen the whole first hour or so, but that was it. I don't remember what caused me to cut in the middle, but I have not seen the full film. So I've seen the whole lead up, the whole beginning sequence, but I've never seen the whole film. So what better way than on this beautiful, okay, release from Second Sight. You have the ombre finish on that, kind of like a sunset. I'll talk about that more in just a second. But yeah, guys, this is a 4K with all kinds of limited edition extras. It is a massive release. Look at the width, the girth on that bad boy. It is girthy. It's a girthy boy. You got a hardbound book. You've got the all kinds of goodies in there. You got the R cards. I mean, you can just see the massive amount of stuff in there. Now, I haven't opened this yet. I'm going to wait till I actually watch it. But let's talk about that ombre finish on the release for a second. Now, this got pushed back. This is a delayed release. And I think the reason why, this is me going out on a limb, but this is not the original colorway that they had originally announced when they showed the pictures of the release. So my guess is that I think they were like putting some finishing touches on the artwork. Getting that ombre finish is what I think they were doing to get this thing ready to go and make it as unique as possible. And it came out beautiful. So I think that was the reason for the delay. And it just looks fantastic. I think the artwork and the finish on this came out chef's kiss, perfecto. So yeah, The Hitcher, there you have it, guys. It's 4K. Really excited to dive into this one, especially since I haven't seen it in full. What better way than in 4K with the wonderful job they do over there at Second Sight. You know the restoration is going to be fire, and so many extras, guys. You can take a look on your own if you want to check this stuff out, but interviews, commentaries, all kinds of great stuff, new stuff too. Also, this limited edition set has its own features that other sets do not. So, guys, I mean, this is a no-brainer release for me. A lot of people are calling this release of the year. So that is that. The Hitcher. Next up, another movie I have not seen, but it was like right in my wheelhouse, right in my heyday, coming from 2011, the same year that Cabin in the Woods came out, guys. A little bit of a down year for horror, but it is none other than You're Next, okay, also from Second Sight. So shout out to my girl, Ashley, on Instagram. She goes by Zombie Girl, okay, Zombie X Girl to be exact, and we were talking movies, and I said that I had never seen this, and she said, dude, gotta check it out. Go order it immediately. You won't be disappointed. So I did. I took her advice. I ordered it on the spot. Beautiful artwork on there. My dad actually loves this movie. He's told me about it before. So many people swear by this movie, but I've never seen it. Okay, really cool spine there with the font. So I was like, you know what? I took Ashley's advice and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna get it. It was like $40, guys. You know, I'm looking at the Scream Factory sale this morning, and the standard slipcover releases from them 4K are like $40. This is crazy. Here you have the 4K, the hardcover box, the booklet. Like Second Sight is just doing great things. So yeah, for like $40, whatever it is, you get all these goodies. Look at the artwork on that. You know, even if I don't love the movie, which I know I'm going to love it, I mean the artwork alone, it's a beautiful release for a horror movie. And even if it's a movie you just kind of like and aren't obsessed with, I think it's worth it. But guys, I can't wait for this. All kinds of great extras on here. It is a 4K Ultra HD. You got commentaries, new interviews, all kinds of cool stuff. So yeah, You're Next, guys. This is actually written by Bill Goldberg. You're Next. Just kidding. Not really, but can you imagine? Bill Goldberg, the newest face of horror. Alright, anyway, so yeah, all three of those I'm really excited about. Now, this last one, okay, I actually had a chance to watch the first movie in this franchise last night. This movie had me shook. Okay, and it is none other than the Hell House LLC box set. Now, I'm I'm really excited about this for a few reasons, but I'm also kind of ticked off and pissed off, and I'll tell you why right now. This was a Umbrella Entertainment release. Now, you're going to notice it's got the lenticular front, which is super cool. I'm not the biggest lenticular guy, but it is kind of cool. It makes it unique. Now, when I got this release in the mail, I was hoping it was going to be a hard box. You know, I knew it was a limited. It wasn't the limited edition. I knew it was a standard edition, but I did think it would have a hard box. Now, the issue with this release is this. I ordered mine directly through Diabolic. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but if you want the hard box, you want the hardbound book, that was a Umbrella exclusive release. Okay, and they're doing that more and more with things. You have to pay close attention. I didn't know that at the time, so I really goofed up, and it's driving me up a wall. So if you'll notice, this is like a soft cover box. It's very flimsy. It's nothing like a hardcover Umbrella release that they normally do. The second and third movies are housed in one Blu-ray case, which also ticks me off. But that's not a big deal to me. I don't really care about that too much. But, yeah, I just, you guys know me, you know, packaging. That hard box, no hard box is really, really killing me. So I'm thinking about grabbing the limited from Umbrella. I still have them available just because I watched the first movie last night and I was shitting my pants. If you were talking to me on social media last night, you're talking to me on Instagram, you know I was telling people how scared I was. That fucking clown, man. I literally had to turn on my hallway light to fall asleep because I was so terrified. This movie got me really good. I'm a big fan of it. So it was my first time watch, and people had said it was really creepy, really scary, really good. It blew me away. I loved it. So for that reason, I want to get this limited edition. And I'm kind of ticked because I spent the same amount. It's not like this was cheap or anything. This was $80, and that's about what the limited cost. So I know that's going to sell it eventually. I'm considering getting it and then figuring out something to do with this later. Like maybe send this off to a buddy, or maybe try and sell it. If anybody's interested, $45 shipped. It's yours. It's half what I paid. But dude, Hell House was excellent. I loved every second of it. I was terrified, and it's very rare that a movie does that to me, but this movie scared the shit out of me, okay? Hell House LLC was fantastic. I'm excited to watch second, third, and fourth. And yeah, so yeah, a little disappointed in the packaging on this one, but the movies were fantastic. So I gotta figure out what I want to do, if I want to keep this edition or order the limited Umbrella set and see what happens and go from there. But yeah, so recommend for me if you have not seen this movie. That's the clown. That is that clown. Oh Lord, what a scary movie. Really nice job from the guys who did Hell House LLC. So yeah, those are the things that I got in the mail on Friday. Also, just a heads up, I have the Nightmare on Elm Street 4K on the way. It should be arriving Tuesday, Wednesday-ish. I'll definitely have a video, unboxing that. I'm hearing some rumors about some audio issues, which I'm really kind of ticked about. But I'm hoping that's not the case on everyone's. I also have been watching some other people do some unboxings, and man, oh man, that release looks freaking fantastic. That VH style packaging, I cannot wait. So I'm really glad I jumped on that. And guys, it's Freddy Krueger in 4K, so that should be awesome. Anyway, getting right into the next thing here, movies. Okay, I hit the movies Thursday and Friday this week because we got such great movies in the theaters right now.
Have you ever dreamt of a better version of yourself? Younger, more beautiful, more perfect.
I saw him today.
Who? How can you be sure it was...
This is The Substance.
I'm Sue. Looking forward to the best Christmas ever, filled with fun, smiles, and laughter.
It is October, so what other month is better to go to the theater, watch some horror movies, and that's exactly what I did. So Thursday, I worked, and I went after school to go see none other than The Substance. Now, I'm going to keep this spoiler-free for you guys. I will talk about a major trope that I felt was in the movie, but it does not give anything away. But if you want to go into 100% blind, feel free to kind of scroll through, but I'm not giving you any spoilers. I might talk about the trailer for a second, talk about a trope, but that's it. So let me just start off by saying that The Substance blew me away. It is one of my favorite movies I've ever seen. I absolutely loved it. It is the first movie since Cabin in the Wood that has snuck into my top 10 all time. I don't know exactly where on my list. I have to kind of redo my list, but it's somewhere in the 6 to 10 range. Not top 5. But again, this does not happen often where a movie has that big of an impact on me or it sneaks into my top 10. The last one that did was Cabin in the Woods in 2011. So, The Substance, guys. Starring Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley. This movie just blew me away. It is body horror to the finest. It is Slither meets Society meets Reanimator. It's very Brian using a very Stuart Gordon, element of The Fly in there. And, Demi Moore is an aging superstar who's kind of over the hill, and she gets a tip for something called The Substance, and that's all I'll say. And it is just a unbelievably fun time, and it's somewhat of a B horror movie, a high budget B horror movie, if you can imagine that. It is beautifully acted. It is eye candy everywhere. It is, special effects are fantastic. It is raw, it is indie, it is fresh. It feels like you're seeing something you shouldn't be watching, and everything about it feels forbidden almost, and it just blew me away, start to finish. Keep in mind, it's also a 2.5-hour movie, and at nope, I was, you know, really excited when I walked into the theater. I knew I was gonna like it because 100% my kind of movie, and I walked out with the biggest smile on my face. I was giddy. I texted all my horror fans like, dude, have you seen The Substance? You have to go see it, yada yada. And it really feels like an adult episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark? I can't stress that enough. Or like an adult Goosebumps book that's 2.5 hours long. There's twists and turns at every angle. It is just so much fun, guys. And not only that, but again, I mentioned I'm gonna talk about a trope for a second. One trope that is really prevalent in this movie is be careful what you wish for. And me growing up, that was a huge 90s horror trope, right? Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of the Dark? That theme, that trope came up in so many episodes. And that specifically in regard to beauty and fashion and aging, it hits home for me. And that is some of the kind of minor tropes and minor themes that I adore in horror. And if you've ever read my book, Don't Call It All, it has a very similar message. You know, be careful what you wish for. You know, be thankful for what you have, and things like that. And so it just hit hard for me, guys. I really adored, appreciated, I loved The Substance so much. I can't recommend it enough. If you have not seen it, make a point to see it, guys. It was just fantastic. I had such a good time with it. And like I said, for a movie to have that big of an impact on me, to creep into my top 10, guys, all time, I mean, come on, what are we talking here? So, I gotta hash out my list in the coming weeks and really finalize it to make sure I'm up to date with my top 10 favorite movies of all time. But The Substance is there, guys. It might be in like the 6, 7, 8, 9 range, but it's there. I just gotta figure out where exactly. And so yeah, The Substance. Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, go check it out. Fantastic. Dennis Quaid is in it. Just so much fun. Anyway, so, yeah, and then I went to yesterday to see, holy moly, okay, what everyone is talking about, okay, and that is Terrifier 3. Now, let me start off right off the bat and say that I loved it, okay? I really had a great time at Terrifier 3. I thought it was fantastic. I thought Damien Leone did a fantastic job. Now, I remember, it's crazy to say, guys, but I feel like everyone has a Damien Leone story. I have a Damien Leone story, okay? About 5 or 6 years ago, I went to a con, and he was at his table, and I had a Art the Clown print, and I walked right up to him, and I said, you know, hey, brother, what's going on? And we shot the shit for a little while, and we just started talking horror movies and shooting the shit and really just talking as buddies and friends. It didn't feel like anything else, which was so cool because he's just a fan like us. And he happened to put his heart and soul in something, and it paid off, and I'm so happy for him because he really is. He's just a fan like us, and he put his best foot forward, put his heart out there, and it struck gold, man. So, this was right before the second Terrifier had gotten greenlit. I remember there was a little bit of rumor starting in regard to it. Some people had been putting out rumblings that maybe Terrifier was getting a sequel. This was about, I think, like a month or so before the actual news broke that Terrifier was getting a sequel, yada yada. And then in the years that commenced, it just blew up. But, there was no one at his table, guys. He was the absolute only person there. I think he was sitting there just on his phone talking to someone else that was at the booth with him, behind him. There was no one there. I walked right up. Now you go to a convention, man, he's like a star attraction. You gotta wait hours to get to talk to him, get his autograph, and good for him, man. It's freaking awesome. But he signed my poster for free, didn't even charge me, and that was freaking cool, man. So I think we exchanged Instagrams too. I think he might have followed me on Instagram or something. But what a cool guy. And so I was a big fan of Terrifier and All Hallows Eve, which is also a Damien Leone film, which is where art got its origins. And then the second one came out, and I enjoyed it. I didn't love it. To me, number 2 was a sequel that was good, but it really, I think it went a little overboard with some of the supernatural elements, and it's not that I'm against the supernatural elements, I just didn't understand them, okay? I thought it went a little too far with the narrative, and it didn't really help me drive the plot, okay? It felt jumbled, and I didn't really understand it, okay? And that's the difference to me between the second and the third. In the third one, you get Art in all his glory, some of Art's finest work. You get all of that in droves, some of the most unique deaths I've ever seen in horror movies, and what's really cool is I've asked about 4 or 5 different people already what your favorite kill was in the movie, and everyone has said something different. So that is a really cool thing about this movie, that there's every single death is so unique and memorable. So again, hats off to Damien Leone and David Howard Thornton and all the cast and crew, Lauren Lavera, all of them. But number 3 kept the supernatural to a healthy minimum. Okay, it was not overboard, and I felt like the supernatural elements of Terrifier 3 excuse me, really drove the story forward. There was a purpose for it, and it really helped bring the things from number 2 that maybe didn't make as much sense together, and that I really appreciate. And if we get a 4th, I'm sure it will bring it together even more. So I really appreciated the supernatural elements in number 3. It wasn't that I didn't like them, I did. And combined now with Art doing his thing and Lauren Lavera being a final girl to remember, it just hit all the chords for me. It was absolutely brutal and terrifying, and no pun intended. And I loved it, guys. I really did. The other thing that I've been thinking about Art specifically, you know, he's grown his own brand. He is an icon, as icons go these days. You know, yeah, once you hit a 3rd movie, and he's a fan favorite of new generations, guys. When I tell you, students walk through my building, Terrifier shirts and all that stuff, hoodies and pants and book bags and patches, and it's very 90s. It feels very much like the 90s again, where we're getting, you know, these sequels to these horror classics, and the kids of our generation were kind of you know, dwelling on those 80s icons. Now the kids of today are dwelling on Art. That is their big thing. And I'm glad that kids today are getting these new horror icons to follow and look up to, because that was us growing up, right? So, yeah, so what I really love about Art specifically is, you know, Michael Myers has his trademark kitchen knife, Jason has his machete, Freddy's got his glove, and all the horror great icons have their own things that make them so unique, and their trademarks per se. You know, Pinhead's got his box and all that good stuff. Art the Clown's trademark, he is something external, and it's not just a weapon, but it's his trash bag of goodies that he carries with him. To me, that is such a unique take on a horror icon, such a unique take on a trademark of a character, because it's not just a weapon, it's like an extension of Art, and I think that's such a cool thing, the fact that he has this trash bag of goodies, and I just love that about Art. It makes him such a unique character to me, and one of the reasons why I think he's been so successful, because he is not just another slasher. He's got some flavor to him, and that's one of the reasons why I love Art. And I also, you know, damn man, Damien Leone, I'm just so happy for him. Also, I hope that if we get other, you know, other original movies from Damien Leone, I hope this gore, this trademark from him is what he continues it, because this unbelievable gore and blood and violence and the way he does it has become a very niche trademark that Damien Leone has taken the horror world by storm on. And I was in the theater yesterday, and there were high school kids seeing it, and they were like, holy fuck. Like, just, they couldn't believe it. And so he's created a monster, man. He's created an empire, and I think we're all lucky to be in this generation, in this era, where we're seeing Art to life really become a horror icon right in front of our eyes. You go to Spirit Halloween, guys, and you're seeing Art the Clown stuff everywhere. Like I said, my students everywhere are wearing this stuff. So yeah, that was my thought, Terrifier 3. I loved it. I thought it was really fun. If I had to rate it, I give it probably like an 8.5 out of 10. A lot of fun. Great 3rd movie in the franchise. And, you know, I think from here on out, I just want to have a good time with the franchise, because that's exactly what it is, and I thought that kept the supernatural to a perfect minimum. So yeah, Terrifier 3, guys, I loved it. Definitely go check it out. 8.5 out of 10. The Substance, though, that is the movie, okay? I did like Terrifier 3, but The Substance, 10 out of 10, 15 out of 10. 30 out of 10, 100 out of 10, 1,000 out of 10, million out of 10, whatever it is fantastic. I haven't had a movie impacted me like that in a long, long time. Definitely go check out The Substance if you haven't already. And that is that. And last up, guys, we got some pretty solid physical media news in the past week or so. And first off the bat, from Scream Factory, we have The Faculty. Okay, now I saw this movie on New Year's Eve, if I'm not mistaken, way back when it came out, with two buddies, one of whom is one of my best friends. I'm still close with today, and what a cast, guys. Jonathan Stewart, Famke Janssen, Frodo Baggins, Josh Hartnett, the chick from Can't Hardly Wait, T-1000, Usher Raymond. I mean, guys, this cast is fantastic. And it's about an alien takeover, you know, kind of like the Blob type movie, late night creature feature, sci-fi B-movie, with drugs and sex and all that good stuff. And you don't know who's what, you don't know who's been possessed yet or not. And I just love it, guys. You know, that scene in the garage when Zeke's handing out the scat to everybody, and Liza, is Liza her name? Or I forgot the girl's name, and they're all just taking the scat, and Elijah Wood's in the corner just like it's a great movie. Or how about the scene with T-1000 when he's in the football field and the rain's coming down, they're all it's just great, guys. I love The Faculty. It's a really fun movie. So I don't own it anywhere, unfortunately, and what a great way to own it on 4K from Scream Factory. So I would definitely be getting that release. I look forward to it. A lot of cool stuff. Let's get that original poster, which again, I love The Faculty, so that'd be a cool piece to pin up. And then we got some news from Second Sight. This is their only upcoming release to my knowledge, for the month of December, I think. No, that's actually incorrect. They have the Blair Witch and all that stuff, but I don't know exactly when it's coming out, but they announced a Blu-ray release, I don't know if it's a 4K, of Creep with Mark Duplass. Now, people ask me all the time about what movie genuinely scares me. Now, before last night, I would have said just Creep, but I watched Hell House LLC, and that is a new recommendation for me on movies that actually scare me. But in my opinion, Texas Chainsaw is the scariest movie ever made. But I watch that now, and it doesn't faze me. But I understand why people might watch that now and be like, oh, I'm really, really scared first time I see it. But I've seen it so many times that it just doesn't really faze me anymore. When people ask me what movie genuinely scares you, the answer I always give them is Creep. And that is a I don't remember what year it came out. It should be up here somewhere. 2004 maybe? I don't know. 2014? I don't remember exactly. But anyway, it stars Mark Duplass, who had a absolute incredible acting job in it. And what's so scary about it to me is that it's very real, and there are scenes in it that really creep me out in a way that other movies have not. You know, another movie that I always say is The Strangers, because it's things that could like really happen. Those are the things that really tend to scare me the most. Yeah, The Creep, I'm really excited about it. To get this limited edition, great packaging, hardbound book, all that good stuff for a movie like Creep, it's exciting for me because it is a movie that I want to learn more about and get into the psyche of the directors and hear these interviews and stuff, because a movie that has scared me so much has to have great stories behind it and things like that. So I want to learn more about the making of it and what was the inspiration for it. So if you guys have not checked out Creep, I strongly recommend it. That is a movie that has scared me to no end, and I strongly recommend it. Yeah, and anyway, so that's all I got for you guys today. My Freddy 4K should be coming this week. I'm definitely dropping that video soon, as well as my top 10 list coming in the coming weeks, and all kinds of Halloween goodies as we approach closer to Halloween. That's all I got for you guys. I so appreciate you guys hanging out. Please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, tell your friends, tell your family. Miles is the word, okay? Much love to you guys. Enjoy, keep it spooky, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.